Hello and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be walking you through the process to create a slouch bag using Simplicity's pattern 9563. I was doing view B, and this pattern includes about 5 different pattern pieces that you need to cut out. I decided that I wanted to use thrifted denim jeans as the main fabric for this purse. I think it would look really cool, so I bought thrifted jeans that I thought would be big enough that I could cut out the pattern pieces from. And once I got those, I washed them, and the first thing I needed to do was remove the pockets so the pattern piece would be able to fit on the jeans. This will leave the effect of the area where the pocket used to be on the area of the jeans, so you can tell they're like thrifted jeans or thrifted denim. Once I did that, I cut out the pattern piece from the jeans, and I cut out the little triangle in the denim and also tried to mark where there were marks for the darts. So once I created the marks for the darts, I pinned them together in order to sew it at the machine in order to make the darts on all of the main pieces of this pattern. I ironed that down to set the seam. Then it was on to making the front pocket. So for the front pocket, you are going to cut that pattern piece out, fold it in half, and sew it all the way around the edge. Then you're going to place it on top of 1/2 of one side of the purse, and you're going to sew that to the right side, the outside of the purse. And then you're going to take the other half of one side of the purse, put it right sides together, and then you're going to sew it down the middle. So that came out very nicely. Then you're going to do the same with the other side of the purse. You're going to take the two halves and you're going to sew them together down the middle, right sides together. I decided to go ahead and press the seams open, even though the instructions didn't tell me to do that. Then you're going to take the two halves of the purse, put them right sides together, clip them along the edge, and you're going to sew all the way from the very top of the handle down around the curves of the purse and back up the other side of the handle. And so far, this hasn't been too tough for my basic home sewing machine, so it's going very well. The next step was to work on the inside lining part of the purse. This includes 2 different types of pockets. One of them is a inserted zippered pocket, which I'd never done before. And so the pattern piece has you mark out the area where you're going to sew both the pocket insert and the inside lining together along like a box or rectangle. So you sew that down, and then once you've sewn around that box, you're going to cut inside the box along a line that's in the pattern. You're going to cut down the middle, and once you get to the ends, there are like little triangle pieces that you're going to cut to the corners of that box. So you're going to cut really close to the sewn edge. Then once you do that, you're going to flip that little piece, that pocket piece, into the inside of the lining piece. And once you flipped it on the inside, you're going to press that down and you're going to sew it down, and then you're going to take the zipper and put it on the back side of the lining piece right inside that open zipper part, and you're going to again sew it down around the edge. And your zipper can be longer than that hole. You just got to make sure that the zipper pull is visible inside the hole. And then once you've sewn all the way around the edge, you're going to take that pocket piece, fold it up over the zipper, and then you're going to sew just that pocket piece closed, making sure not to sew it to the lining piece. And so that way, when you flip it over and you unzip the zipper, it's a pocket inside. And that was really cool. I really like that pocket. Well, the other pocket, it's simply going to be like an open pocket. So it's just simply a piece of fabric that you're going to sew on 3 sides of the other side of the lining piece. And it's just going to be an open pocket. Once you've done all the pockets for the lining piece, you're going to put the 2 lining pieces right sides together and pin along the edges, and you're going to sew just like you did the main part of the purse. Sew it all the way around the edge. Now once I had my lining pieces sewed and my main purse piece sewed, I decided to go ahead and use a pinking shears around the curved edge of the denim purse. So when I flipped it inside out, maybe it would help the curves kind of lay more flat. I don't know if it did or not, but that's what I did. Then once you've done that, you're going to put the 2 pieces, the main part, the denim part, and the lining part, right sides together. So kind of like you put one inside the other, but the lining piece is going to be flipped inside out. And you're going to sew all the way around all the edges except the very top edges. You're not going to do that. And you're going to leave a hole in the lining for the flipping inside out. So once you've sewn all the way around all the edges except the top edges, you're going to flip it inside out through that hole in the lining, which I probably should have made a little bigger because it took a little bit of work to get it inside out. And then the harder part of turning inside out was turning the handles inside out because of the denim thicker fabric. It was a little tough to get it inside out, but luckily I was able to do it. So it's looking really good. I find the hole in the lining piece, press that down and sew that together, so that'll be sealed up. And then that's all done. I put the lining piece into the purse and I press it all, give it a good press. Now the instructions didn't tell me to do this either, but I decided to do a top stitch along the edge of the lining and the main piece. And this is the final look. I think it's really nice. I love the look of the thrifted denim. It does look a little plain. If I were to do it again, I would maybe do something to the fabric, like do some embellishments, maybe a patch or something else, maybe painting it. I think that would be cool. Or I would use denim fabric that already had some texture or some print on it. But overall, I think it went really well. The only part that I think I messed up on is the very top part where you're supposed to sew the handle piece together. The instructions were super clear to me, so I think it looks a little janky, but it's closed. It's doing its job. I made this as a gift, and the recipient really loved it. And it's just a nice little purse. You can throw it on, put anything you want in there, and it's got all kinds of pockets. Thanks for watching.